Yo, so what's going on, Battlefielders? It is Poe, and I'm giving you guys some gameplay right here. I'm using the Engineer class. What we're rocking out is the SG553, one of the co-op unlockables, the only one in the Engineer class. Timber! Did you see that tree go down? Hopefully it hit an infant on the way down, or I'm just going to be completely upset at the fact of that, because that's just a waste of a nice, good tree. So, anyways, I wanted to talk about a cool little topic today. I'm not really sure how to go about it, so we're just going to freeball it and go with it. But anyways, hope you enjoyed the gameplay. You know how I do on Grand Bazaar. It's an amazing map, really close combat, and I chose to use this gun. It does start off with 30 bullets, so it's a pretty solid gun, pretty strong. Even the default iron sights for the SG553 are pretty entertaining, or the 553 or the 553. If I call something like the M40A5 instead of the M40, you guys seriously just put my nuts in a grasp. I mean, like, I call things differently. I know what they're really properly called, but you know, I put a switch on them just because I can, and because I'm an American redneck. I can. So, anyways, I wanted to talk about my job. You guys know that my job is YouTube. It's my main source of income. I do things on the side, things I might not be proud of. I know, before your minds go and wander. No, it's not that bad, guys. It's not what you're thinking. I don't work for Treyarch. It's like, it's hard to explain this job, because I've been doing this YouTube thing for almost 2 years now. And it's been my main source of income. It's my job. It's what pays the bills, what gets me my Chipotle. And I'm really, really grateful to be able to do this and make money while I do this. And it's a great blessing, in all honesty. And you guys make this possible. And I want to thank you guys for that. And I hope you guys really just continue to watch this content for days and days and days. And one of the things is really, really hard to explain, you know, when people ask me, you know, because my wife's a teacher. And, you know, we'll be there and I'll meet some of these other teachers. And they'll go, yes, so would you like some Grey Poupon? What is it that you do for money, sir? And I'm like, I shoot bitches. You know, it's like how do you explain that? I remember originally meeting her grandmother for the first time, and she was like, so Dustin, looking me up, sizing me down, you know what I mean? Like, you're a douchebag. So she'd look at me and she's like, so what is it that you do for money, for income? Can you be stable? Can you support my daughter? And I'm like, lady, man, I am the bra to her breastises. I got this. And it was extremely difficult because, you know, when these people, especially the people that mean something to me, like, I'm going to explain her grandmother what I do, but it's also to the point that her grandmother's old and she doesn't know what the hell YouTube is. So it's like how do you explain something like that? Like, what is a job title for what I do? I can go, I'm an entertainer. I play video games for a living. You know, that's cool for her kids because my wife's a teacher and she can tell everybody that, oh yeah, her husband plays video games for a living. And, you know, they're like, OMG, dude, that's pretty badass. And a lot of people like that. Some people, and especially kids, like my little brother and all his friends know that I do this for a hobby, so he's instantly popular, you know. He's balls deep in all the cheerleaders, even though he's in middle school, so apparently he does take after me. So it's just pretty cool that, you know, it does have its moments where it's kind of cool to, you know, describe what I do. But also, it's not like I'm ashamed of what I do or anything like that. It's just hard to describe it. I mean, what title can I put what I do? Like a YouTuber, entertainer, sex beast? I mean, like, I just really don't know a title for what I do, and I've been thinking on it for a long time, and I was thinking about this, because what if this is something long-term? What if YouTube and machinima and gaming stays around for a long time? And I happen to believe that it will. I honestly think that YouTube will stay around for a long time. It's not going to go anywhere. I think it could easily be something that could be long-term, 5-10 years. And maybe not necessarily me being a job thing for me, but like YouTube itself and gaming and people being able to make money on this, I think it's going to last for a long time. And I was getting even more in depth because, you know, I obviously think a lot. I dropped out of high school, so, you know, I'm reflecting now. Now's when I'm using all my thinking power. So, you know, I was sitting in bed and I was like, what am I going to do? How am I going to explain to my kids that, you know, I play video games for a living? You know, it's like different. You know, let's take your daughter to work day. Okay, honey, this is the UMP-45. That's burst fire. Nope, you fucking scrub. You should have hip fired him right there. Get good, BK Randy. So it's like, how do I explain, you know, I was thinking, like, how do I explain to my kids what I do for a living, you know? And it's kind of cool, you know. I'll go to parent-teacher conferences. Yes, my wife's a teacher. Oh, that's cool. What do you do? I kill people. I mean, like seriously, it's not as exotic like I'm Dexter. I know, it's not like something cool. It's just like I play video games, I kill people. Most professional adults or some of the elderly people right nowadays, you know, anyone 30, 40, 50 years old, they know how time is changing toward electronics, but if I mention that I play video games for a living, they're going to look at me like, are you a joke? Are you serious? Are you serious? Did you have like 14 donuts today? Are you just totally random? Like, and I started thinking with my kids, like, how do I explain it to my kids? Because it's not like I can say I play video games, I kill people, I drive cars into walls, I kill hookers in Grand Theft Auto. I mean, like, what is it I can honestly do to explain this to my kids? Because they're going to be like, hey, I want to be like Daddy, and it's kind of awkward because you don't know if you want your kids to necessarily get into the violence that can be in video games, and I'd like to be able to let my kids know what's going on, and it'd be cool for school, you know, like when they're like, yeah, my dad plays video games, and it'd probably be weird, like, what, he's 40 years old, you ain't Woody's gamer tag, baby. It's like, how do you explain that, and how long term can I make this, and I was just worried about that. I was just honestly worried because normally I'd be like, yeah, it's cool. I play video games. I think it's a cool hobby, and you know, you can do a lot of things with it. A lot of people look up to me. I'd like to be able to, you know, I'd like to be able to sit my son down, like, son, when you play video games, you know, your old pop used to carry like a 4KD before his eyesight went and he started pooping on himself. And I'd like to be able to sit my kids and my grandkids down and give them the stories about how I was great at these games. When Call of Duty is still, you know, popping out 9 babies a month and people are raging at it, I'd like to be able to say, hey, son, I used to dominate that game. I used to be great at it. I used to play Battlefield. I used to do a lot of things. And, you know, that's when the kids will be like, yeah, all right, Dad, I'd shit on you. And, you know, because they're 9 years old and they're already cussing because that's just our youth today. And I'd like to be able to tell our kids the story of how I got into that, because I think that most kids would be like, that's cool. My dad, you know, was in entertainment and he did cool things, and you know, I thought that'd be a super cool thing for, you know, a kid to have. But as like a young kid, like 3 or 4 years old, 5 years old, how do you explain to that kid what you do when what I do is crazy? Because I don't really want my kids into video gaming at like 5 years old. I mean, I don't want them. I mean, I'm not saying there's anything wrong with it. It's just personally a preference that I want. I understand what goes on. I know what happens in the Xbox Live lobbies. I know the language involved, and if my kid is 5 years old and he knows what the hell 69 is, there's something wrong, and that's something I don't want to really shelter my kids from. I just want them to be ready for it, and so it's just kind of weird. I don't know if I should hide what I really do if I have kids, and because right there, what can I say? Yeah, I chased a guy with a little torch. I mean, it's like, I don't know. So it's an awkward topic. I don't know how to bring this across, and I've been thinking about this. How do I explain? How would you explain to your kids if you were in my situation and you played video games for a living? You were quite good at gaming. You were entertaining. People liked what you did. I mean, some of these guys look at us like we're like celebrities or something. Internet gaming celebrities. People know who we are. They know our names and stuff like that. And that's a cool thing. That's a cool feature. I mean, I'd like to be able to tell my kids, yeah, your father was really, really popular in the gaming world. He did a lot of things. People knew this. He played competitively. He did YouTube. He was an entertainer. He made fart and dick jokes. Because I'm not, you know, like G-rated kind of simple, like you know, like Woody's Gamer Tag or Junkyard or something like that, Primal. Because my source of entertainment can come from, you know, I can be real. I can be really deep and thoughtful. Sometimes I can be really crazy with dick and fart jokes. So it's not like I can just show my kid either, like, yeah, so this is a gameplay where I go 45, and then I motorboat your mom, and it's not, you know what I mean? It's kind of weird, because not only is it a video game and violence and everything like that, it's hard to explain to them. It's not like I could show them what I actually do, because as soon as they hop on there and see that I'm commentating over something, I do get a little crazy. And I understand now, thinking about this, there are some young kids on here watching this. But I figure that if you're 10 years old and you're American, you're used to everything. Your parents probably cuss and everything like that. So I don't think you really need to shelter yourself on YouTube. But I think when it's your own kids and they're like 5 and 6 years old and I have to explain what I actually do, it'll get a little bit more complicated, because I want to be honest with them. I want to let them know that I play video games for a living, and I know they're going to want to be like Daddy. They're want to go out there and play the video games, get the new stuff, and I'm definitely going to give my kids whatever I want. Shut up, phone. And that's my wife, by the way. I know. This is the only time I can yell at her and get away with it. Otherwise, I get a boot in my ass and a dick to the face. So anyways, that's exactly what I'm talking about. I can't just openly be perverted or goofy or random or anything like that, because if I do that, then my kids see it and they're gonna be like, wow, yeah. So it's gonna be difficult to try to explain to my kids, and I was just curious about what you guys thought about it, or how you would do it in my situation, in my shoes. Would you let them? Would you wait till they're like 10 years old? Because I really don't want them to pick up, because when a son or a daughter sees a father, they're gonna want to be like them. And if they see me doing and acting things like this, I really don't want them to do that. That's not the maturity level. That's not something you want to see kids doing. Though I know you guys, a lot of you guys look up to me and respect me and stuff like that, and like to do what I do, and maybe even act like me or something. It's not cool to do in front of adults. It's not cool to do if you're 12 years old. I want to make that clear. But I understand that if it does happen, there's nothing really too wrong with it. I just don't want my kids to be doing it, and your parents probably agree with it. So understand when I act like this and goof around on the internet, that's not really how I'm always in real life. That's just how I get to be open, and that's kind of side of me that I don't really show in real life. And it's not because I'm not that way. It's just I don't have a filter on here because it's YouTube. So, you know, it's entertainment. So I wanted to ask you guys, I mean, how would you explain it in your words? what goes on. So anyways, guys, that was a cool long gameplay. That was the SG553. If you like the commentary, do me a favor and like up the video. Leave your comments down below. I really want to think what you guys, or see what you guys think about it. Peace out, guys. Get it.